These are the moments that made history. From Tiger's dominance to Jack's legacy, here are the major championship records that may never be broken. Most major championship win: Jack Nicklaus, 18. When golf fans argue about the greatest of all time, this is the stat that shuts the conversation down. 18 major championship victories. That's what Jack Nicklaus delivered over a career that spanned more than 2 decades. He won his first major, the 1962 US Open, at just 22 years old, and his last, the 1986 Masters, at age 46, in what's still the most iconic final round comeback in Augusta history. Across that span, he not only won 18 times, but finished second in majors 19 more times, which means he nearly doubled his win total with close call. That's 37 majors where he could have walked away with a trophy. In today's game, with deeper fields, global talent, and tighter course setups, even reaching double-digit major wins is rare. Tiger Woods is the closest we've seen at 15. And even he's slowed down. Unless a new generational talent goes on a decade-long heater, Jack's 18 majors may remain the single greatest number in golf. Largest margin of victory in a major: Tiger Woods, 15 strokes, 2000 US Open. The 2000 US Open at Pebble Beach wasn't a golf tournament. It was a Tiger Woods performance art piece. He shot 65 in the opening round, then backed it up with rounds of 69, 71, and 67, finishing 12 under par for the week. The next closest player, Ernie Els at +3. That's a 15-stroke difference, the largest in major championship history, and one of the most lopsided victories in all of professional sports. Tiger didn't just beat a world-class field, he lapped them. He hit 71% of fairways and 73% of green, averaging over 300 yards off the tee with balata balls and steel-shafted driver. The weather was brutal for everyone except Tiger. He was the only player to finish under par. His final margin broke old Tom Morris's 138-year-old record of 13 strokes from the 1862 Open Championship. In today's parity-driven game, where even top players can disappear for months, a 15-shot win in a major just feels impossible. This wasn't just dominant. It was one of the greatest single athletic performances ever recorded. Most consecutive cuts made in majors: Jack Nicklaus and Tiger Woods, 39 each. In a stat that defines longevity and consistency under pressure, Jack Nicklaus and Tiger Woods share the record for most consecutive cuts made in major championships, 39 in a row. Jack set the mark first, making every major cut from the 1969 Masters through the 1978 Open Championship. That's nearly a full decade of always showing up on the weekend, no matter the course, weather, or condition. Then, almost 30 years later, Tiger matched it, making 39 straight from the 1996 Masters to the 2006 Masters, during the height of his dominance. What makes this record so impressive is the unpredictability of major setups. These aren't your average tour stop. They're the toughest tests in golf. Rough is deeper, greens are faster, pressure is higher. And yet, both Jack and Tiger were always there when the trophies were handed out. Modern stars like Rory, Spieth, and Rahm have had elite runs, but no one has sniffed this level of sustained excellence in majors. 2 legends, 1 shared record, 39 straight majors without a single weekend off. It's golf's version of showing up in every playoff game for a decade. Most consecutive wins at a single major: Walter Hagen, 4 PGA championships. Before television, before Metal Woods, before the PGA Championship switched to stroke play, Walter Hagen dominated in a way no one's ever replicated. From 1924 through 1927, Hagen won the PGA Championship 4 consecutive times, all in match play format. That meant he didn't just need to shoot low score. He had to beat opponent after opponent in head-to-head elimination battles, often over 36 holes. In those 4 years, he beat Hall of Famers and rising stars alike, never flinching under pressure. Hagen's run wasn't just about skill, it was psychological warfare. He knew how to get inside opponents' heads and grind out wins. Since the format change in 1958, no one has come close to winning 4 of any major in a row. Tiger Woods won back-to-back majors multiple times, but never more than 2 in a row at a single event. With the depth of modern fields and volatility of major setups, this streak feels untouchable. Hagen wasn't just ahead of his time, he set a bar we still measure against. Quick break. If you're enjoying this run through golf's untouchable major records, hit that like button and subscribe. It keeps us going and it helps more fans find us. Lowest score in Masters history: Dustin Johnson -20, 2020. Augusta National is not meant to be conquered. It's slick, sloped, and packed with trouble around every corner. But in November 2020, Dustin Johnson delivered a performance that bent Augusta to his will. He posted a 20-under par 268, breaking the tournament scoring record by 2 strokes. His rounds, 65, 70, 65, 68. That wasn't just a hot week. That was total command. He hit over 80% of greens in regulation and avoided the kind of implosions that typically derail even the best. Yes, it was a pandemic year. The course was softer, and there were no patrons. But every other player faced the same setup. DJ simply separated. The previous scoring record of -18 was shared by Tiger Woods, 1997, and Jordan Spieth, 2015. DJ didn't just edge past it, he left it in the rearview mirror. In an event defined by tradition and tough finishes, his smooth, no-drama win stood out. Breaking records at Augusta takes perfection, and for 4 rounds, that's exactly what he delivered. Lowest U.S. Open score, Rory McIlroy -16, 2011 at Congressional. The U.S. Open is known for brutal setups, narrow fairways, and scores hovering around par. That's what makes Rory McIlroy's 2011 win at Congressional such a statistical thunderbolt. He shot 268 for the week, finishing at 16 under par, smashing the previous record by 4 strokes. Coming just 2 months after a heartbreaking Sunday collapse at the Masters, Rory flipped the script in dominant fashion. He opened with a 65, followed by 66, 68, and 69. Never even sniffing a bad round. At just 22 years old, he hit over 80% of greens in regulation and looked completely unbothered by the traditional U.S. Open grind. Congressional played softer than usual due to rain, but even with ideal conditions, no one else came close. Rory led wire to wire and became the youngest U.S. Open winner since Bobby Jones in 1923. It wasn't just a major win, it was a career-defining explosion of talent that signaled his arrival on the global stage. To this day, his 16 underscore stands as the lowest relative to par in U.S. Open history, a record that survived a decade of tough fields and changing venues. Lowest PGA Championship score, Xander Schauffele -21, 2024. Xander Schauffele's 2024 PGA Championship was more than a win. It was a breakthrough that rewrote the scoring record books. At Valhalla, he posted a blistering 21 under 263 total, the lowest score to par in PGA Championship history. He edged out the previous record of 20 under set by Jason Day in 2015, and did it under intense pressure from the field, including Victor Hovland and Bryson DeChambeau on Sunday. Xander started hot with a first-round 62, more on that in a minute, then kept firing, playing all 4 rounds in the 60. Known for racking up close calls without wins, this time he finished the job. He led in strokes gained tee to green and ranked first in proximity from 150 to 200 yards. The scoring was low all week, but Xander was just lower. And in a major that's seen elite performances from Brooks, Tiger, and Rory, his 21 under now stands alone. With courses getting longer and setups occasionally softening, low scores happen. But doing it under the major spotlight in a stacked leaderboard shootout makes this one special. Lowest Open Championship score, Henrik Stenson, 20 under par 2016. If you want a major duel for the ages, look no further than the 2016 Open Championship at Royal Troon. Henrik Stenson and Phil Mickelson were locked in a 2-man race, playing golf at a level almost no one else on the course could match. In the end, Stenson shot a final round 63, tying the major record at the time and finishing the tournament at 20 under par, the lowest score in Open Championship history. He hit 73% of fairways and drained nearly 100 feet of putts in the final round alone. Mickelson shot a bogey-free 65 on Sunday and lost by 3. Stenson birdied 4 of his final 5 holes and looked completely in control the entire time. The win made him the first male Swedish golfer to win a major, but beyond that, it was historic in terms of ball striking and poise. In Open Championship conditions, often windy, damp, and unpredictable, going that low isn't just rare, it's borderline mythical. No one had ever gone 20 under par in a British Open. Stenson didn't just win a major, he set a new standard. Only player to shoot 62 in 2 major championships, Xander Schauffele, 2023 US Open, 2024 PGA Championship. The 62 used to be the holy grail of major championship scoring, a mythical number that stood uncracked for decades. Then came Xander Schauffele, who didn't just do it once, he did it twice, becoming the only player in history with two 62s in major championships. His first came at the 2023 US Open at LA Country Club, where he matched Ricky Fowler in round 1 with a record-tying number. Less than a year later, he did it again in the first round of the 2024 PGA Championship at Valhalla, setting the tone for what would become his first major victory. These weren't fluky hot rounds either. Both came on firm, demanding courses with full field pressure and major setup. Xander hit over 85% of greens in both rounds and led the field in strokes gained approach. For context, Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus, and Rory McIlroy have never shot lower than 63 in a major. Xander now owns two 62s, and he might not be done. In the game's toughest events, he's found a level of scoring no one else has reached twice. Most Open Championship victories, Harry Vardon, 6 wins. Before the PGA Tour even existed and long before television, Harry Vardon set a standard in major golf that stood for over a century. He won 6 Open Championships between 1896 and 1914, a record that no player has ever matched. For context, Nick Faldo has 3, Tom Watson has 5, Tiger and Jack just 3 apiece. Vardon's style of play revolutionized golf. He popularized the grip most modern players still use, and his swing was considered revolutionary for the hickory shaft era. He played in rough conditions on unforgiving links courses, traveling by ship and train to tournaments, and yet he dominated like few have since. His final win in 1914 came at age 44, against younger competition in a field growing more global. Open Championship golf demands creativity, toughness, and adaptability. That one man, as with 19th century equipment, still holds the win record more than 100 years later. It's a testament to both Vardon's brilliance and the brutal unpredictability of the modern Open. 6 claret jugs may never happen again. Most Masters victory, Jack Nicklaus, 6 wins. Augusta National is built for legends, and Jack Nicklaus is its ultimate landlord. With 6 Masters victories, Jack owns more green jackets than any other player in history. Each win tells a different story. Early dominance, back-to-back wins in the mid-60s, and then that unforgettable final charge in 1986 at age 46. That Sunday afternoon is still replayed more than any other round in golf history. Birdies on 9, 10, 11, 13, 15, and 17. The famous putter raise. Verna Lundquist's "Yes Sir" call on 17. All immortal moments. The Masters is the only major played at the same course every year, and that familiarity makes repeat winners slightly more common. But 6 wins? That's another level. Even Tiger, despite his 5 wins, couldn't catch Jack at Augusta. With today's depth of talent and the pressure that comes with even contending at the Masters, Nicklaus's record feels more and more unbreakable with every tournament that passes. Oldest major champion, Phil Mickelson, 2021 PGA Championship. Phil Mickelson's 2021 PGA Championship win at Kiowa Island wasn't just a surprise. It was the kind of sports moment that almost felt unreal. At 50 years and 11 months, Phil became the oldest major winner in golf history, breaking Julius Boris's record of 48 years old by a wide margin. It wasn't a ceremonial win or a lucky bounce. Phil led heading into the weekend, held off charges from Brooks Koepka and Louis Oosthuizen, and hit towering irons and gutsy flop shots like it was 2005. Kiowa's Ocean course was playing over 7,800 yards, the longest in major history, and Phil outplayed everyone with creativity, distance, and composure. It was his 6th major, but arguably the most iconic. The gallery swarmed him on the 18th, chanting his name, in a moment that felt like golf's version of a mic drop. In a sport where most careers start fading in the mid-40s, Phil reminded everyone that greatness doesn't have an expiration date. That number, almost 51, now stands as the age to beat in major history, and it may stay there for a long time. And that wraps up the greatest major championship records the game has ever seen. From Tiger's dominance to Phil's late career magic, these are the numbers that define golf's legend. If you enjoyed the breakdown, give this video a like, drop a comment with your favorite major moment, and make sure to subscribe for more golf stories that go beyond the scorecard. See you in the next one.